May I request everyone to please stand up for the national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Hands together and let us all welcome our today's chief guest. And for the lamp lightning, I'd like to welcome you, sir.
सूर्य कोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Thank you, sir.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्ये.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. To please join us on the dais. And now I request Chandan sir to present a flower bouquet to our guest of honor, Mayur Ashok sir, IAS Joint Collector and Additional DM of Visakapatnam. It's a pleasure having you here, sir. Thanks for your valuable presence. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for your valuable presence. May I now request our ArdorComm Media Group to present a welcome note.
Keynote address, and after keynote address, it's a request from the audience that if any Q&A you have with any of the eminent speakers over here, please feel free to ask that Q&A, and we'll be making sure that it has been answered to you. Thank you so much. So before that we begin, there's a small presentation of ArdorComm Media. Can we have the video and lights dim, please? Thank you so much. This was a little bit of introduction about what we are into and why we have gathered here for today. So there is no doubt that the cost of education is on the rise. The financial concerns of earning your education should never stop you from doing so because, as Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest over your entire lifetime. Good morning to one and all. Cheers to good health, happiness and prosperity. I'm glad to see such a lovely gathering today in this beautiful city of Visakapatnam, popularly known as Vizag, the port city. ArdorComm Media welcomes all of you. I, Kumar Chandan Anand, the founder and group editor of ArdorComm Media Group, welcome our chief guest, Sribharat ji, the Member of Parliament, Visakapatnam Constituency, and the President of GITAM Group of Institution. We welcome our guest of honor, Shri K. Mayur Ashok, IAS, Joint Collector and Additional District Magistrate of Visakapatnam. We welcome our guest speakers, Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff, MD and CEO, Kalorex Group of Institution, Ms. Sabah Kareem, India Head, Public Sector, LinkedIn. I welcome all the eminent speakers, invited guest delegates, representing the education fraternity from Pan Andhra Pradesh and rest of India. We welcome our partners who supported our mission of spreading the ideas of socio-digital transformation and innovation. We welcome the presenting partner LinkedIn, the gold partner Kalorex, EdTech partner D2L, online learning partner Coursera for campus, display solution partner Samsung. Thank you for making this less colorful and a dull hall more colorful with your presence. It's looking so vibrant and happy to see such a lovely gathering today. Can we have a huge round of applause for yourself? So every time we say an applaud for yourself or when we do a felicitation and when we do the honors, any reason why do we clap? Or what is the tradition of clapping? Why not this or why not something else? I think everybody is aware of it, but any small reason, why do we clap? Or the benefits of clapping?
Neurons fire in the brain.
Yes. The scientific answer to it. Any reason? Anything else which is coming?
Hormones related to the happiness are released.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. Again, a scientific answer, but again, it helps in heart's blood circulation and good functioning of the heart.
Internal organs are connected to palm and
Sir, yeah.
that's why if you give pressure, all those internal organs will be activated.
Absolutely. So we are activating ourselves in the morning. So these are the benefits. These are the benefits. Again, it could be a debate. What are the disadvantages of clapping or clapping more? Maybe if we clap more, we'll be destroying or damaging our soft tissues. Could be a reason. Maybe an extra burning of calories, which for few people may not be, but these are just for giggling. So, but thank you so much. So this is how we are making a welcome to ourselves and to the lovely gathering over here. Let me have the honors to introduce the dynamic young personalities and the leaders of today's inaugural session. Sribharat ji, we admire your transformative leadership at GITAM. It is evolving into a premier education, knowledge-driven institution. Your political vision is centered around implementation, transformative reforms that benefit the people of Visakapatnam and beyond. With a strong education background, having dual masters from Stanford University, you have profoundly influenced your engagement and entrepreneurship, and it is really commendable. You are a visionary political career ahead, and we wish you all the best and good luck for your aspirational political career, sir. We thank you for joining us today. Shri Mayur Ashok ji is an IIT Bombay alumnus. He is a dynamic and passionate administrative officer. He was previously posted as the sub-collector in Tenali Guntur district and joint collector in Vizianagaram district. Your ideas and roles towards the policy implementation, maintaining law and order, coordinates between the various departments such as revenue, education, industries, etc., is really helping in shaping and making city progressive and developing. Sir, we are truly grateful that you managed to spare your precious time and in your busy schedule, you are witnessing and attending this event. We are honored to have you, sir. Thank you so much. Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff is an executive alumni from IIM and London School of Economics, from a royal family of Odisha to an entrepreneur, health and fitness enthusiast, podcaster, blogger, and author. I may go on continuing, ma'am. Her journey in... Yeah. A correction and amendment to that. Yeah. Her journey in K-12 education is almost 3 decades and speaks a lot. From redefining the educational through technological innovations in holistic development, your DHI capsules from Shroffisms to AI avatar, I can keep going on and on, ma'am. I know so much about you. Maya, in fact, listening to you is like a multivitamin capsule for me, ma'am. And I mean it, and you all in a couple of moments will witness the same. And so is the name, MPS. You could expand this as mental, physical, and spiritual well-being as well. Since many years, ma'am, I know you, and you have always been a strong support and a mentor to me. We are really glad, and we feel blessed by seeing you today. Thank you so much, ma'am, for witnessing this event. Sabha Karim is currently serving the head of public sector in LinkedIn in India. She leads academics and government vertical. She is a dynamic business leader with a profound passion of driving sustainable, scalable, and high-growth enterprises. Beyond her professional endeavors, Sabha is an enthusiast practitioner of yoga and a cycling aficionado. Did I pronounce it correct? Is passionate and enthusiastic of cycling. This is how we call it, as aficionado. This is a learning today. Reflecting her commitment to a balanced and active lifestyle, her dedication to fostering sustainable business, clientele relationship, and personal well-being, making her a well-renowned, influential person. Thank you for your trust on ArdorComm Media Sabha and your continuous support and association with us. I'm thankful for the continuous support and mentorship in helping us co-create this wonderful physical symposium and knowledge sharing for the education fraternity. And let me be honest to you that you have been encouraging us and mentoring us in the right direction, and I'm truly obliged and grateful for this. Now let me invite you a kind introduction about a small journey of how ArdorComm Media, our company, began. So ArdorComm Media Group is a growing media company enabling communities of education, HR, healthcare, wellness, governance, and media entertainment art to effectively advance their businesses and strategic interests by becoming their growth catalyst. Our passion and interest is to become the media house of the community, the emerging media house we are, but we try to be the voice of the community of all, across the communities which I just said. And we are transforming, or we are shaping, the motto of ArdorComm Media is to empower communities with the socio-digital transformation. So how social media and digital media in an effective and ethical way should be implemented in your organizations or in your community. This is how we advocate for the same. And we incorporated the ArdorComm Media startup in the VUCA phase of existence of COVID-19. It was a time where the companies were in a cost-cutting situations, where the uncertainty of the job could be witnessed by many of us, shutting down their operations. We dared to start this media company and named it as ArdorComm, where the dictionary meaning of Ardor is passion, zeal, and Com stands for community and communication. Our 5 core values are aspiration, reimagination, digitalization, opportunity, and readiness, could be abbreviated as Ardor. Now I can refer the shift of the phase from an older VUCA to a modern Bani world. This reflects the evolution of an unstable environment that is increasingly brittle, anxious, non-linear, and incomprehensible. The shift is from the world of complexity and challenges towards the world of forward-thinking business practices. We were able to extend employment to the deserving young candidates who have skill and zeal to outperform. With this, the journey of a social entrepreneur started. We as a team are passionate to take the efforts of co-creating positive changes in the society by engaging communities leaders like you and creating platform of networking and collaboration like this. I may also be emotional today in saying that with your blessings and patronage, ArdorComm Media Group, which was a startup or which is still a startup, is recently celebrated its 3rd years of existence, and we celebrated our 3rd anniversary by completing 3 years of a roller coaster ride. The ride of learning and experiencing with many successes and many failures. Along with this, I thank all our well-wishers, clients, associates, and I'm equally very thankful, very, very thankful to my passionate young team who always stood there removing obstacles and cleaning the path for success for ArdorComm Media. Let us wish that this summit will open the gateway towards the sustainable education, opportunities of collaboration and networking, bridging the hopes and positivity among the teachers, academicians, educators, and the entire education fraternity, who are really working hard to ease the process of teaching, learning in the rapidly changing world. In the true sense, new normal. The summit theme is focusing on future-forward education, cultivating skills and mindsets in 21st century workplace. We have researched a lot and carefully chosen very interesting and relevant panel session topics. Our special guests and eminent speakers are the stalwarts of education industry. We are shortly going to witness some meaningful and great deliberation from them. I'm hopeful that we all will enjoy, learn, and enhance our knowledge from today's panel discussions, roundtable discussions, few industry presentations, and at the end, we are going to have the award ceremony and the felicitation ceremony. We have a beautiful expo outside the hall where the EdTech corporates are showcasing their finest technologies and services in the education and skilling area. Do spare some time to explore and network with them. The session is going live on FB. We could be very easily searched on our social media handles. Everybody is having a smartphone. If you can just spare time in between and just search in your toolbar, ArdorComm, it's ARDORCOMM. So we all are live. Let us tag ourselves, our organization, and make the people outside this hall aware of it, why we have taken leave for this session, what we are talking, how is it making sense to them. So all our parents, our students, the colleagues, and rest of the world should be witnessing this without even attending this. So please tag yourself, your organization in the social media handles. If you have been following ArdorComm Media, we have tagged each and every individual speakers as well as the combo speaker creative in the social media. Please spread that voice across your community and the known people, as we are new to the city and state, but this is an effort by involving the people from you. And please don't make this session a uni-language session, as I'm not well versed with Telugu, but please use this platform in Telugu, Hindi and English more, so that you all could connect to the kind of discussions which you are having. So with this, thank you so much audience for being a patient listener, and we invite rest of the speakers on the dais for their welcome address. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kumar, Chandan, Anand, founder, CEO and group editor. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our chief guest, Sribharat Garu, Member of Parliament, Visakapatnam Constituency, President GITAM, to please speak. Yes.
So I was just telling Manjula ji, and there's also feedback to Mr. Kumar Anand. See, we are in this very fast-paced world, and I think Sabhaji will agree. If we give a 10-minute monologue, we're not going to engage anybody in the online world, but I think there was important information that Kumarji wanted to share. So I have requested the panelists that instead of each of us giving some speech that you may or may not like, why don't we open up the event to a dialogue, some kind of engagement with you all. I just want to understand the audience. Those who are school educators, high school, middle school, preschool educators, administrators or teachers, please raise your hands. Okay, most of you. Those who are in higher education, colleges, diploma, okay. Those who are in EdTech, online learning, education technology, okay. So primarily school education, second higher ed, and third, the smallest group is the EdTech online education. So we lead a university, GITAM, which has 30,000 students. We work with LinkedIn. We have many of our students who have access to LinkedIn premium accounts. We also work with Coursera. We had 25,000 licenses for 3 years, from 20 to 23. Last year, we transitioned to 10,000 licenses because 25,000 licenses was too expensive. And now, even this 10,000, we're finding it difficult to make the students learn by themselves. So there are many, many challenges. So that's why I would rather do a dialogue. So I'll pause here. I think if any of the other speakers have any opening comments, then we'll open it up for Q&A.
Hello, good morning everyone. Bharat, that was a very, very interesting keynote address to the people. I have never seen this kind of keynote address. It's a very engaging, I believe. A lot of people will definitely engage after this. I thought that I'll take this opportunity and a good segue into what he said around the skilling part of it. So LinkedIn, I believe all of you might be on LinkedIn. How many of you are on LinkedIn? Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. Government has to be represented on LinkedIn, to be honest. Awesome to see this. And to be honest, there was a time when I used to step into the room and ask that how many of you have LinkedIn profile, and there used to be like 50-ish% people saying this. But today when I enter, there is almost 99% people saying that they have a LinkedIn profile and they are actively engaging on LinkedIn. That is the power of community and networking, which is what we are looking at. And that helps not only the people who have experience, who have the might and the means to be there and to get connected to the right economic opportunity, but it also helps people who do not have, like the students. At LinkedIn, we say your net work is equal to your net worth, which means the students usually do not have, when they are starting their career, this kind of net worth. But you people have it, right? Because you are already into the system and you have connects. So I always suggest that whenever you are in your college or even in school, 16 plus years students, they can create their profile. People should create their profile. Kids, young students, young adults, everyone should be there. It really helps them connect with the economic opportunity which you all want them to connect to. You are preparing them for the economic opportunity of future. Right? So give them that network which can help them unlock their own potential. So that is very important. That is one thing which I would like to say. Go back, ask them to create their LinkedIn profile. Very simple, be on the platform.
All their staff should be on LinkedIn first.
Exactly, I think most of them raised hand. And we are there. Absolutely valid point by Bharat. And I believe that if you need any help, we are there. We would love to help you on that. And then transition from being a networking community on LinkedIn to how to leverage it for skilling of your students. That is something I would always recommend because it really empowers the students with skills of future. With generative AI coming, I'm going to talk about it later at 12 today. There will be a lot of changes in the world of work. Whatever you are teaching today, the skill set are going to change by the time students, engineering students come out of the college. That is for higher education mostly. 44% of the workers' skill set is going to be disrupted in the next 5 years. That is World Economic Forum's report, Future of Job reports, which means that you have to be always ready to teach them the future of skills. And that is where a lot of learning companies are supporting colleges, and government is also putting a lot of focus through their skilling programs to make sure that the students have the right skill so that India actually gets to the 5 trillion economy where we want to be in the coming future. Yeah? So from my side, 2 things most important. Number 1, creating your profile, networking on LinkedIn, and 3rd, skilling. Yeah? So thank you very much. But I'll pass it.
Thank you, Sabha. Good morning to one and all. Today's summit's theme was Future Forward Education. This is a very relevant theme for the today's era. I have been in government as a civil servant for last 6 years. Before that, I worked for almost 2 years in private sector. And I was in college before that. So last 10 years, I can easily see in front of my eyes how the workplace has changed, how the education is changing, how the courses are changing. I have done my BTech in engineering, but after that, how the each and every branch of the engineering is changed within just a span of 10 years. Earlier, we used to speak that how education should make students ready for the workplace and all, but that has been a reality now, and it is inevitable. If a student is not being ready for the workplace, he will not get a job. It is as simple as that. Today, the employers want a person who may not have current skill, but who is someone who is ready to learn, who has that kind of problem solving abilities, who has innovative thinking, out of box thinking. So I think as an educator or as a government, we should make students more than skill, because skill, obviously they learn skill is obviously it is inevitable part, but more than that, how to learn a skill. So we should become a facilitator for their learning, and in the changing world, how should they learn the new skill, new software, new technology? It is not like once we learn for 4 years and then 30 years we'll work based on that. It is the gone are those days, I think. So how to make students ready, how to make the ecosystem ready for these changes, because earlier the changes used to happen little slowly, but we can see the recent example of generative AI within last 2 years, how the AI has took off, and we can't even imagine what will happen in next 10, 20 years. So that is a major challenge. I think a lot of discussion is needed on this aspect. I would like to thank the Addl media also for conducting such kind of summits all over the India, so that this discussion will start amongst all the stakeholders, and that will definitely help to shape a policies, to shape a new kind of education in coming time. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for bringing in my Andhra Pradesh connection. I grew up in Ichapuram, and coming to Vizag was a dream as a child. And every time we came to Vizag, you would treat it like a big holiday. So summer vacations was in Vizag. Vizag's entire topography has changed. I no longer recognize what I saw as a child. The reason I'm starting from Ichapuram is I grew up in a palace. I saw my mother in Parda. The world is so different since then. Change happens on a daily basis. And if we do not adapt, we simply get left behind. As an educator, I've not only transferred miles physically as in countrywide, he knows this. I'm going from city to city creating awareness about mental health of teenagers in this digital world. So I've not only transferred physical kilometers, mentally I've broken shattered glass ceilings. So if I've seen my mother in Parda, I've grown up like that. Today I sit and talk about cyber sex. Today I sit and talk about menstruation and how boys need to be more sensitive to girls for menstruation. Since he's already set the format for a Q&A, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll just make one statement. We are talking about, let me actually throw this about the Australian ban of under 16 students' social media. If you haven't already thought about it, we should talk about it. Everybody in this room should be for it, really. Because when you understand the consequences that young children go through because of early maturity, when they don't even have, their brains are not even formed. The cerebral formations are still happening, and they are exposed to pornography, they're exposed to cyberbullying, they're exposed to body shaming, they're exposed to stranger dangers, they're exposed to predators online, they're exposed to online grooming, they're exposed to catfishing, and I'm going to explain all of these terms in my next session. But there's so much danger. The only positive that you're talking about is, AI will bring, of course AI and technology will bring digitization into classroom, which is a benefit. But we can achieve that with Chromebooks or tabs. I think a gentleman talked about it earlier. WAN, LAN, use all of that. Restrict everything except education. We have to talk more. The Gen Z today, nobody wants to hire. because of the short attention span, sense of entitlement, lack of focus. They don't want responsibilities. The classroom that is sitting today in your class is Gen Alpha. If we do not get a hold on it, ladies and gentlemen, the society will be at risk. And that's the cost we will pay because of just social media. It is good, but it is age appropriate. Let children have access to social media in a delayed manner once the brains are formed. With that, please take it over for engagement of the audience.
Is there someone who can pass around the mics to the audience? There's one mic there. Do we have any ushers? He's the CEO. Thank you. So, who has question? Thank you, Andy, for making such a good art.
May I add to may I add to the ethical question for primary school?
I find it very difficult to tell the parent that what you have not inculcated, I can't build. So that is what it is. And I thank you, sir, that you have put it so courageously. You're very brave. You've actually said that, a very stark reality where a government school teacher is paid much more than the private school teacher, but yet there are no admissions. On the other hand, they are paid peanuts. I would like to use the word peanuts. And however,
Not true, ma'am.
yes.
Not with you. No, but at large she's true.
Yes. So in a lot of cases, at large it's true. Yes, and the order that ma'am and sir you have brought in, that it is very important for a parent to understand this order and priorities. But my question is, there is one side, Sabha ma'am, which is who's talking about networking, and I am a part of LinkedIn. I'm very happy about networking and net worthing. Yes, and also there is another part where Australian government has brought down or rather banned social media. And if I have to say in India, there is a divide. There are still, I can say, billions of people who don't know what's a phone. I'm not even talking about a social media. There are people who do not know WhatsApp. They don't know it. There are people who do that. So how do we make sure that when I'm moving with AI or social media or whatever, how is the entire India considered? Is my question to anybody. The August.
So also who's been trained in all of India to speak about that topic. But I think the number of people who have now access to phones and the number of people who have access to internet has really shot through the roof over the last decade. So do they have access to a high quality smart device? Everyone, I can't comment on that.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. There's this lady, he's a mother, and she came to my coordinator and she said, Madam, ఏంటంటే వస్తున్నాయి ఫోన్లో కొంచెం ఓపెన్ చేసి చూస్తారా? That is a school WhatsApp group that is created. She has no clue. She has no clue. These are, and my school has a lot of first generation learners.
No, let me
there
add on
are
top of that.
people still who
I'm
have
not disagreeing.
WhatsApp and all.
I'm not disagreeing with if you're talking about digital hygiene, digital safety, digital literacy. My mother, my grandfather was the first batch of NIT Warangal, REC Warangal at the time. My mother went to college and she is very well spoken. And she got, I don't know whether it's called catfished or something. Her WhatsApp account was hacked 2 days ago. Some scamster called her saying that I am here to deliver and FedEx or something. So in order for me to deliver the package, this is the number that you need to call. So the number that she called basically hacked into her call forwarding and forwarded her number to somebody else. And through that, that person got into her WhatsApp. So somebody who's educated, comes from a family of educated people, if that person is being scammed, just imagine the plight of... So when you put a device... It's like this. The device is twofold. It can help the individual. It can help those who want to target that individual also. So, yes, there are consequences to that. It's similar to this ban on social media until the age of 16. But again, as a government, how much of this what do you call it, judgment or moral policing should we do? See, China is discussing the idea of saying that I'll give different points to each citizen based on their worthiness, and that will determine how much their vote will be worth for, how much their social value will be worth for. Can we head down that path? We can't. So there are serious, right now we have to treat everybody as equal, right? And the government's role is to provide everything to everybody. We're not doing a good enough job because we provide one thing, don't provide something else. Then there are consequences of that. So I'm not getting into what those problems are, but I would say that today education is a joint subject, right? It's both state and center, and school education is largely a state subject, and that is where most of the value addition or negative impact happens. So every state has an opportunity to really go deep into their education system. There is an opportunity for us to do it. Some states are doing it much better. Some states are not doing it that well. So we've taken it as a target in our state to start looking at our problems honestly and start fixing them. It's not easy. Most politicians don't like to be the education minister if they want to do good work, because whatever investment you make, those kids don't vote for you next election, right? So hence, the ones who want to become education ministers typically are those who want to sell teacher positions, want to sell something else and make money. So we're very fortunate that the minister that we have got today doesn't have those kinds of thoughts. He's a person who is determined to make meaningful change. So I'll give you a very practical example. I'm a sitting member of parliament. I do grievances at least 3 or 4 times a week. I have a lot of people coming to me asking for transfers. I want to transfer out of Paderu to Vizag. I want to transfer out of Anakapalli to Vizag. As a politician, I'm a postman. I have to just post things. So I post things. But till now, not a single thing has happened. I'm happy it has not happened. because the minister has said, no transfers are to be done. Because transfers involve money. So people pay money to get transferred. So he said, no transfers to be done. So this business of selling your letterhead for getting a transfer done is dead. So there are many other things that will happen over time, but I'll pause here. I think we had the gentleman here had something to say. Sorry.
I'll just comment on 2 points. First is like Australian government's ban on social media. It might look tempting, but I think the banning, especially in the country like India, which is very diverse and such a big country, is really difficult. There are a lot of, when we put a ban on something, especially on digital ban, is not at all enforceable, because a lot of loopholes are there in which people can access which are things which are banned. So better approach will be of awareness making, and students and even the kids, they are well aware. If we make them proper aware of what are the pros, cons, what are the risks involved in that aspect, they will definitely understand. So I think the more better aspect, the solution will be being aware, and parental control, parental supervision is needed. It is not, parent cannot throw up the responsibility saying you just ban it, we are not responsible. They have to supervise what their kids are doing, and accordingly they should do. Second is regarding digital safety. I think thieves and robbers are always there. Now the money is shifted to the digital platform, so obviously robbers and thieves are also shifted to the digital platform. And they're also learning, because earlier they used to some different kind of scam. Every week, every month, there are new kind of scams are coming up. So only thing is that awareness, and government, I think state government or the government of India, RBI, they are also continuously doing a lot of awareness campaign. So we just have to keep our eyes and ear open, learn about, read about what are the scams going on, make ourselves aware, because they have their modus operandi which run for 1 week, 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. So we have to be aware, and digitally also we need to be, because we are careful with the physical money. Physical document, we are very careful, but the digital aspect, we are not that careful. With the privacy, we are not very careful. So I think that perspective is needed, and I think it is getting, like last 5 years, like last 2 years, we are seeing people are being more careful about their privacy, more vocal about their privacy. So I think the future, people will become more aware, more stringent, and government will also become more stringent on the privacy aspect. Thank you.
బయట అమెరికాలో చాలా ఎక్కువ మంది సెటిల్ అయ్యారు అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ బికాస్ ఐ థింక్ అవర్ ఆంధ్ర పీపుల్ ఆర్ రిలేటివ్ మోర్ స్మార్ట్ సార్ ఐ థింక్ దే ఆర్ వెరీ గుడ్ అట్ ఫైండింగ్ అవుట్ ద
I agree with you. The thieves are the most intelligent people in society.
yes sir and that is the reason why they can find the loophole sir that's the reason why they find the because a lot of my friends who have studied have gone to US and all. So we do ask them that why do you settle there? Why don't you give your intelligence to back to India? So what they said is India. What happens? They don't see. Then everybody studies hard to earn good and settle good. That's the basic. But India is not providing the opportunity to wherein they can earn the same amount here in India. That's the basic.
What is your question, Andy?
As you ask me why people are going and
No, I'm not questioning why.
No.
I know why they're going.
Yeah. So, I mean, my question is to ask that if a government can provide the same packages or the job opportunities here itself, then I can see that, the skill will be in here itself.
Yes, yes. See, that's already happening. I think in certain urban hubs, a lot of people are coming back. In Hyderabad, in Bangalore, you'll see a lot of people moving back. And also, we are seeing a wave around the world where nationalist governments are coming. They're coming in Europe, they're coming in US, and they're saying that go local, go out non-local. So when that fear, paranoia comes, automatically people will come back to India. So I'm not worried. I agree with you. Government has a responsibility to do it. Can we go there? Yeah, thanks.
KG to 12th. And when we are talking about ethics or cyber crime and all that, what I personally feel is, I don't think any individual would on purpose commit a crime unless you're habituated to something. And I strongly believe when youngsters are educated on the consequences of doing a crime, I think they would have a second thought before doing something like this and not ruin the future. And I know some departments, the police departments, come to schools and they create awareness among students. I would love to stress on this point if only, like we have the POXO law and then we have the juvenile laws and all this. So if the departments can come to school on a regular basis and create this awareness more stronger, children would actually realize why they shouldn't be behaving like this and why they should be behaving in this way. So this is my request, sir, if only we can have this on a regular basis in schools.
Sure. I think prevent things is much better than treating things, right? Whether it be public health, mental health, anything you want to call. Unfortunately, government is significantly understaffed and we respond to crisis much better than prevention. If there is an emergency, all the government will get activated. Otherwise, we're lazy. This is how the government is. Yes, politicians, some people are faster, some people are slower. But even an IAS officer comes, he gets a large contingent of government employees who are not motivated. What can he or she do? And he doesn't have the power to hire and fire. He has to carry that load. And in private organizations itself, that Pareto's principle is there. 20% of the people do 80% of the work. Government, it's probably 2-3% or 5% of the people who do the work. So they have their own challenges. So we fully agree. But see, for me, let me tell you my own learning. My biggest learning in life on what not to do, on how to be, have been twofold. One, if I have seen somebody do something wrong around me, and I have seen them face a consequence, it has taught me, if I do that, I will also face that consequence. Two, I do it myself, and I face the consequence. It's even a better lesson. Otherwise, the theory, don't do this, don't do that, we'll forget. Direct ka vaata padte, then you remember it more. That's my view.
Thank you, sir. Can I suggest to you, the cyber cell, go all over schools and colleges creating awareness. Just approach them. You'll have it in your state as well. Just take that initiative. But I totally agree with him. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It is the responsibility of every teacher. If you're talking about the danger of students, we can't rely on departments. You have to take it in your own hands. When you talk about awareness, I am so much with you. For example, every teenager is indulging in sexting. You understand what sexting is? It's texting with a sexual connotation. Sexting in India is an IPC crime, which is a criminal offense. When proved, even a juvenile can be imprisoned. Create this awareness. Children will listen. But for that, you have to first be aware. It's important that we have these conversations in our classrooms, not rely on external departments. I cannot overstress this fact.
I'm adding to you. When I started the school very newly, and we had to, stress on personal hygiene to ma'am. So when we spoke to parents, how important it is for the girls to wear proper undergarments, they wouldn't really understand. So I had to request Procter & Gamble company to come and create an awareness session, because when in family advices, you feel they talk a lot.
Ghar ka murgi dal barabar.
Yeah, exactly. So when they step in, they show the video and then they talk about it, and then they're like, oh wow, something is actually told, which we already have told them.
Fair enough, Andy. Point is noted. Bill.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Venugopal, corporate in terms of cybersecurity and AI learning. So about 6-7 years back, we have formed a group of about 120 professionals, and we give free training, awareness on cybersecurity, AI, emotional intelligence across Karnataka. We have almost covered about 10,000 plus schools. In Tamil Nadu, we have covered almost about 600 schools, and everything is free of cost because of our passion.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We should clap for him. Thank you, Andy.
And through Sabha Karim's LinkedIn, we have got so much recognition that we have been connecting to various international governments. We've been to Sri Lanka, we went to Malaysia. UAE government has recognized us through LinkedIn. Of course, GITAM has also given us the opportunity to actually educate and give free awareness training on cybersecurity, which we have been doing in Bangalore campus and Hyderabad campus.
Please come to Vizag also.
Definitely, sir. You let me know the person whom to approach. That is the biggest crack here.
I'm a high-chartered entrepreneur. I'm an incubator startup in APIS. So my question is, I myself be very joyful to share that I'm a home parenting father. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm a home parent father. So my question is, how can we educate students, the current generation, to find the purpose about education and careers right from early stage? Because that is a missing piece. Our education system is kind of creating a herd mentality, and we see a lot of unemployed and unskilled resources.
Education system is not doing it. Parents are doing it.
I completely agree. So
I'll give you an example. Not because they're not paying the fees. They're all paying the fees, right? So if I'm only caring about money, then I shouldn't be worried. But it's because the students who are coming don't know who they are, don't know what they want to do, don't understand the importance of learning, are cheating a lot. So we need to bring students who are more self-aware. So then where can we find them? What schools? So I have an ICSE product. I had a good experience in ICSE education. I believe there's something in good ICSE schools that allows students to
centralize myself
to think independently. So I was looking for ICSE schools in Andhra. There are 70 odd ICSE schools in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Then my problem is most schools finish at 10th. And 11th and 12th, they go to these IIT prep academies. And 10 years of positive learning, 2 years will kill it.
Agree.
Right? So I was like, I don't want that. I want those who have done even 11th and 12th in ICSE. So out of 70 odd, I think not more than 5-6 are offering 11th and 12th. Of those 5, 6 or 7, only one school has more than 50 students in 11th grade, more than 50 students in 12th grade. Everything is sub 50. That one school is in Rajahmundry. It's called Future Kids. they have 180 students in 12th grade and about 200 students in 11th grade. It is an anomaly. How is it possible? So I have asked that person, what have you done? Why 70 plus other schools are not able to do what you are able to do? How are you able to retain these kids? So he said that whatever, they do a very sort of nurturing hands-on program that has made parents believe that their children are in safe hands. Yes, they are not left isolated. They are preparing for the tests, but they're also getting access to sports, creative learning, extracurricular activities. So the parents chose that school. The school is providing that platform, so it's doing. So we are also looking for, now what we have done, we have partnered with Future Kids, and we've said kids that have studied in Future Kids for 11th and 12th grade, straight up we'll give you 25% scholarship. They don't, it doesn't matter what they have studied. Just come from Future Kids Rajahmundry, we'll give you 25% 11th and 12th grade. If you have studied 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th at Future Kids, we'll give you 40%. What have we done? We've given an incentive, a signal to the state of Andhra Pradesh that more schools start doing this. So that is my way of moving the needle. What can parents do? Parents stop chasing, stop being rats and goats and sheep. And stop chasing things. See, there's a Telugu saying, it's a Narasimha movie, I keep using it. It applies to everybody, not just gender. అతిగా ఆశపడే మగవాడు అతిగా ఆవేశపడే ఆడ సుఖపడినట్టు చరిత్రలో లేదు. స్టేట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ 1. స్టేట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ 2 అదే సినిమాలో అనుకుంటా. కష్టపడకుండా ఏది రాదు.
నరసింహ.
కష్టపడకుండా వచ్చింది ఎప్పటికీ నిలవదు.
Yeah.
So first parents have to realize that they want shortcuts. They want to crack IIT, crack this. So they're paying the price for it. Society is paying the price for it.
So now with this, it is a problem that you figured out, you found out. Actually, I'm working on that one only. So my question is, how can...
Is this a pitch for your startup?
Kind of. So help me understand, how can a government start something on parenting education?
On?
Parenting education. Because that is a very big market and no one knows how to parent, how to do an unparenting. That is there. I mean, it's technically divided. I'll have a different perspective.
See, honestly, I don't have the answer to that.
How can government support
What
someone?
I believe in my life is that the power of good systems and good role models go a long way. So a good government that creates good systems will eventually create good behavior. So when will it come? I don't know. For example, now every government wants to give everything for free. So nobody wants to work hard for anything. And that is becoming a part of their ethos everywhere else also. So how do we make sure that people work? That's why our government has taken a target that we want to create 20 lakh jobs. But creating jobs makes people more responsible. When they work hard for something, they see the value in it. So that is a step. There are many other things. I'll pause here because any of the other speakers have anything to add on this? I know Sabha hasn't added her voice to any questions, so
No,
maybe
I was
respond to some of the things that were said before.
I was listening to a lot of it. For me also, it's very new, though I am a parent. And I do concur with a lot of things which is being said, but I concur the most to what you have said, right? About the mobile phone usage and all that. You don't have to curb it, you don't have to take it out actually, because technology is not going away. And taking it away from students is not going to help anyone. Prohibition never helped stop any kind of liquor sale, right? Everyone knows it, right? So
Illegal online gaming is booming.
Yeah. So I think building some kind of proper framework around it, which government is doing, I'm sure he will talk a bit more about it, that how, how to have a better system created for student to access technology. For LinkedIn also, we have 16 plus year as a age where, people can come and create their profile. That we also do. But we always say that, start young and get access to technology so that you can build on top of it in future. So that is what I believe. But there are a lot of points around skilling and jobs, because we are here today to talk about that. But it got into the social side of it. I was, 2 days before, I was at a Mentor Together Summit, which is done to connect the most marginalized community of India, that NGO works for that, with the economic opportunity and skilling, right? So the points which you have made are all very pertinent, right? One thing which is clear is that Samaj, Sarkar and Bazaar, these three have to come together to make sure that our future generation is equipped for success. Samaj, Sarkar and Bazaar. I don't know the Telugu words for all three of them, but yeah. But the social causes, the industry and the government has to come together to make sure that our young generation, young adults are equipped for the future, which is going to be a very, very disruptive, and you just cannot imagine. Till few years back, there was no generative AI. If you guys, all of you know, there was nothing called as ChatGPT, right? And all of a sudden, you see the kind of shift it has got to the world of everything, work, life, everything is changed, disrupted. So in 5 years' time, it's going to be a mega change, and technology is going to be the biggest enabler and the biggest disruptor of future.
See, so far, I haven't seen enough evidence to make me believe skilling, online education, edtech, any of these are doing enough work to uplift the marginalized. What I have seen is that all of these are only for the ones with good potential strength to become stronger. See, to give you an example of Coursera, we have 10,000 licenses now. We have about 20% of that are self-learners. They're going there, they're doing the course to learn. The remaining 8,000 are just doing the course to complete it. And they're cheating to do it. So the 20% who are doing it to learn are the ones who more often than not come from a good household, good parents, are self-motivated, and if not Coursera, they'll find some other way to learn and grow. So what this skilling, online education, edtech is doing is it's only making the educated powerful, more educated. It's not making the weak strong. So the making the weak strong, uplifting them is a whole another ball game. Which online education, unfortunately, Sabha, I don't want to beat on LinkedIn, but I haven't seen enough evidence anywhere to suggest that the really marginalized are benefiting from this sufficiently. It is not that they are not getting access to some opportunity that they didn't get before, but are they truly becoming wealthy? Today, if you see the last 20 years, you look at the top 1,000 or the top 10,000 richest people in India. How many of them belong to SC, ST, BC minorities? I would wager that it's not even 5%. So 75% of 75 years of reservation and online education for the last 10 years, it has not really moved that needle too much. Anyway, Sabha has to defend that point of view, so
No,
let's hear her view.
I'm not defending. I'm just going back to the point where I said, you are right, Bharat. It's like, that's how societies are tipped to be, right? And in the first sentence of yours, when you started this discussion, you said that rich becomes richer and powerful become more powerful, right? That is how the societies are built. But who can disrupt this is Sarkar, and I'm looking to Ashok over here. That is where they can come and play a huge part. And the social causes. And when I was part of it, I realized every company, by mandate of government, they have to contribute 2 to 3% of their revenues for the CSR activity. And it really helps. And I've seen it in action. LinkedIn also does it. We work with young adults. We work with women of marginalized community and all kind to make sure. We have got given grants and aids through United Nations, through different NGOs, Samhita, Mentor Together. And there are many of them where they are working with women, with young adults to make sure that they are getting skilled and they are getting connected to economic opportunity through our platform. And again, I'm saying technology is a leveler, to be very honest. Just imagine a street vendor who didn't have access some time back to generate enough money for the family, today has a UPI and the ability to put his or her products online and sell it. That is what technology is doing, a leveler. It is democratizing access to economic opportunity. I say this again and again. And there are big companies, not taking away anything from what Jio is doing, but Jio has really brought connections to everyone into their home, right? Internet does play a huge role. So my humble submission is that, yes, it looks like that people are not doing a lot of work, and there are always this thing, people think that it's not happening, but somewhere India is a Leviathan, it is moving in a direction because of all the small work which everyone is doing in their own capacity. And I believe they are doing good, like education is doing good, government is doing good, educationists like you know, with universities, ma'am like you know, influencers who are doing awesome job to make sure that people understand that how they can use technology to go further. So that's my humble submission, but yes, there's a lot of ground to be covered.
So I think I fully agree with her. I don't think it's a value problem. I think everyone is adding value. I think it's a marketing problem. We're not marketing it correctly. It is this online education and skills, who is it for? And that needs to be very clear. It's not for everyone. It's for those who are already motivated and they have to learn. But this aspect of providing access through technology is absolutely true. Let us say that in a country of 100 people, 20 or 25 people today as it is are motivated. But unfortunately, only one is enjoying everything. Through technology, the other 19 are getting access today to compete and also grow. So that is a huge value addition for the country. What I am saying is the other 80, with or without technology, are not able to do it, and that's a different problem. So it's marketing and focusing what technology in what use case is going to solve what problem. If we are clear about that, I think we can get more out of technology, and there won't be any false promises, because I've been to so many such conclaves. So grand things are said, but the reality is so different, and that irritates me. That's why I call it out. So we are, I think we've taken a lot of your time.
Last question, sir.
And I've also sort of spoken more, so I won't speak any more. I'll request.
Bharat, make 1 minute, sir. Sir, I'm GITAM.
Okay, he is the last. We'll stop after that. Thank you. Yeah,
sir,
go ahead.
Sesibhushan, sir, director of GITAM, third batch. GITAM college ఉన్నప్పుడు మా third batch, 80 to 86. మూర్తి గారితో బాగా అనుబంధం ఉంది సార్ మాకు. Sir, I'm listening to you, and then just this question not just for all also. You said that okay, cheating to some extent is allowed, but we should not institutionalize it and all.
No, that is that I'm talking at a society at large.
Yeah.
I am not preaching that somebody should cheat.
Yeah, because sir, we are all part of society. Because we see the latest film today. There is the latest film in the Lucky Bhaskar. Okay, it was a big hit. Lucky Bhaskar big hit, and then Pushpa 1 big hit, Pushpa 2 also going to be a big hit, and then Kalki also big hit. Is it society? We are all part of the society, no? So how come in a stage like this, no? What message we should send to the other people so that no? Somewhere it's not blaming the parents. We're all parents only, but how to overcome this?
No, how do we control freedom of expression? People can express whatever they want. We cannot control that, kada. At the same time, we also have movies like 12th Fail that are so inspirational and are telling society not to cheat also. So I would just say that we all have the power to communicate, and we can also make another movie and communicate positive values. I don't think we can stop expression. I think all of that is a part of society.
Thank you.
Sir, something.
Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry. I mean, I really.
Sir.
Let me tell you, I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you have all engaged. I've enjoyed the session. I hope that you have enjoyed the session also. I've actually committed to a program. I was supposed to be there at 11 Andi. It's become 11:30. It'll be impolite. I will speak with you on the way out.
This might please you, sir.
Okay, let me.
1 second.
Yeah, Mir Chappandi, I'm not going to respond. Go ahead.
Right. In fact, we are all actually setting the wonderful context for that. But how come the
Good. Let him finish his point.
Would like to put it directly in Telugu language. నేను చిన్నప్పుడు ఒక స్కూల్లో చదువుకున్న ఆ స్కూల్ లిటరేచర్కి చాలా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చింది. ఇట్ హెస్ గివెన్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇన్ ద లిటరేచర్. సో లిటరరీ వాల్యూస్ మనం ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయాలి అంటే somehow we wanted to go into the minds of the young students through their level. Especially you take the competitive examinations which are their own cup of tea. in the competitive examination anywhere, literature is not touched at all. So if at all, how is it the better way if we incorporate literature into MSET or IIT, and now
Thank you, Andy.
UGC has thought of?
Thank you, Guru Garu. I was listening patiently. I enjoyed this session. I hope you all did too. And thanks to all the panelists who have added their view. Sorry, I have a problem of talking too much. So, yeah. So,
Special moment of felicitation. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thanks for your valuable presence. And thank you so much for your valuable words, sir. And a special moment of felicitation to our guest of honor. And a special moment of felicitation, sir, IAS Joint Collector and Additional DM of Visakhapatnam. Once again, thank you. Now it's time to felicitate our respected guest of honor, Shri Mayur Ashok, sir. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to our respected guest of honor. It's a truly pleasure having you here, sir. Thank you so much. Shroff, MD and CEO, Kalorex Group. To Sabha Karim Ma'am, India Head Public Sector, LinkedIn.